Hey everyone, it's me again. Today we're going to get into how to stop growing or how to slow down your progress. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because my intuition was percolating with this idea since I've been growing very quickly. Everyone has been growing quickly. And it also carries practical application for your life. So for example, if you feel like you're growing too fast and therefore the ego's backlashing too much, right? Not that you're spiritually bypassing per se, but you're going so fast that your ego just can't tolerate it. So it's not a good long-term mission. Therefore, slowing down and even regressing a little bit can come in handy. So let's get into how to do that and when to do it. So right now, I'm entering into stage clear. So at night, I have minor paranoid delusions where I hear like a sound in my bathtub that doesn't make any sense. Why is there a noise? And I hear my heater clicking even though it's off. And I heard my fan clicking even though it's off. So this doesn't happen. I normally either I tune it out or I don't notice it. And it's bothering me lately. Like, why is this happening? And I remember I had these types of paranoid delusions when I was entering into stage turquoise. So if you don't want this paranoia, what you can do is you can either accept it and say, okay, I'm going to tough it out for a week. If it still continues, I'm going to look more into how to not be paranoid, or you can decide consciously that I'm not going to take the spiritual path so seriously anymore. And then, maybe you'll move back a little bit and take lower rungs first and enjoy the lower rungs before you start entering into the higher rungs. And then once you feel like you're ready to take on this idea that you're creating reality, or that people's minds interconnect to form a truth that substantiates itself with physical matter and physical clarification that could be proven via science or perception. If you want to pursue that later on, you can do that. But for the meantime, you can take a step back. So we clarify that paranoid delusions is a main fear for people arising. The reason why I went through paranoid delusions from stage yellow to turquoise was because I was actually in stage blue orange and some accessing green from a nonlinear perspective, and coral, and the upper tiers obviously since I was a kid, but the lower tiers were most active. So if I'm going from blue-orange to yellow overnight after taking psychedelics and realizing what it means to not exist and for time not to exist, that's really scary. So the paranoia is going to be 100 times than if you had a few experiences through meditation and then you took a psychedelic or something to get you into turquoise. So that's why I highly recommend you take it slow. And not that you shouldn't take psychedelics, because psychedelics could reveal great truths about our world. I know some teachers, they take psychedelics and they understand everything that I'm talking about while they're in stage orange or while they're in stage yellow and all the lower rungs. So I'm not saying don't take psychedelics. It has a lot of use. Like if we want to know from a stage clear, what's it like in 2 tiers from now, a stage clear should take a psychedelic. Oh, they're extraterrestrials. I can communicate with them. I can know what's on the other side of the universe. Something like that might formulate itself if you take psychedelics. If you say it's not allowed and you shouldn't do it, we'll never know the deepest secrets of the universe per se. Now, that might conflict with Ken Wilber's approach of everyone knowing the truth of everything by clear, but the way I see it is in stage clear, you know everything. You can formulate everything. And you also understand that when you understand something, it's because you formed it at the same time as you understood it. So that what's really going on is something I coined an EMC, like a convergence of movement or a convergence of connection, where you have two realities that are potential, but they don't currently exist, right? Like there's something going on the other side of the universe, let's say, but who knows about that? It doesn't exist. But the moment the potential for you to perceive it comes into play, what you're doing is bridging the gaps. So we're not creating reality, we're bridging reality, because everything is existing all the time simultaneously. So what you're doing is you're allowing for a connection between what was potential with what was not yet perceived. And so it's not that you're creating as much as you're just creating the bridge so that that could be perceived in your vicinity, in your mind space, in your realities, right? Old words we'll use. But why did I bring that up, that important thing? Oh, because Ken Wilber says that you're perceiving all since the Big Bang, right? As if there's one dimension. That's like, he's speaking from to help Stage Orange people understand these things, but it goes even deeper than that. You're not only tapping into it, you're creating it, and you're not only creating it, you're bridging it, such that the creation was always there in infinite potential, in infinite space, or whatever you want to label it as, infinite light, or all that. But to backtrack, we don't want people to get into these things too quickly. So I'm getting people into like tier 4s already, and we're supposed to let ourselves be in tier 2 and 3. So those who are scared of ascending too high, you tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna do what people are doing at the gym. I'm gonna work out, build muscles, maybe get into getting bigger muscles, maybe get into getting laid, maybe get into what do people do these days? Go to bars and meet girls, hang out with friends, do some lahayams, right? Whatever people do. Just trying to think back. Well, after COVID, we're all rusty with social, right? But basically, you do things that people are doing. Now, if you want to ascend, you just want to ascend a little slower, and you don't want to fall into lower rungs, what I recommend is you simply don't meditate. So what I do is I meditate every day. But if you say to yourself, wait, meditation helps me cope with stuff, then okay, then don't. If you feel anxious and it actually resolves paranoia, it resolves ego backlash, right? Because the ego feels at ease. It depends on your psychology, how you relate to reality. Then I would say meditation could be very useful. But at the same time, everyone's different. So meditation could speed you up too much. So maybe don't meditate for a week. If it gives you jitters not to meditate, obviously do a 5-minute meditation or even a 1-minute meditation. Some people, they meditate for 20 minutes when they really can only do 5 minutes. And you really got to listen to your body. Some days you need 2-minute meditation. Some days you need 7 minutes. And you got to, not pressure yourself when it comes to meditation, because that could backfire as well. So your experience ascending is because the ego is getting help from meditation. It's dissolving, but it's too much meditation. So maybe drop it down to half that time, so it doesn't feel like it's forced into compartmentalizing meditation when it also wants to buy the groceries and to finish this video you've been waiting to watch, or whatever it might be. I'm just making sure we got everything. So we got get into the material, whether it's food, whether it's going to the gym, an image, whether it's intellectualizing things. Maybe you're being too non-abstract. All right, you got to look at your mind and do the opposite. The version of what you were doing in the lower rungs. I know that at night, I've been getting these paranoid delusions, right, with the sounds, like what's causing it. And a belief comes to mind that says the devil wants to kill you, right? And I actually had a bad dream that night about the devil, and he looked like a man and a woman. He looked like a woman with a deep voice and hairy arms, and it was freaky. And he wanted to read me a story, and that wasn't the freaky part. The freaky part was he was like Hannibal Lecter. He pulled you in, like you couldn't know he's crazy, and then last minute he does something crazy. So basically I was growing very quickly. But I also went through this already in lower stages, so I know that this is going to pass. There's also collective ego backlash when you teach high advanced concepts, because the egos in you who are watching this video are not always compliant. So your energy your frustrated energy of like, I don't understand this, or this is difficult, you're making me feel like I have to sacrifice what I used to believe, that kind of goes into me, or or in the collective, and then transfers to me somehow. So then it affects me. It doesn't affect me right away. And so paranoid delusions can come about through that kind of supernatural or metaphysical, energetic type of fluctuation. And so for me, if I wanted to slow down my growth, what I would do is I would actually teach about how people should. For me, I'm teaching about this. That's helping me slow down my growth, because it's telling the public you don't have to take this all on if you want to enter into higher rungs. In fact, you shouldn't want to enter into higher rungs so quickly. Not gonna say it's unhealthy, but your reality is most functional as you ascend the rungs if you go step by step in a methodical, conscious, sane way, or conventionally sane way. The question is that everything we want to discuss? So when my mind goes blank, the way I understand it is that no one has any more questions. So therefore, there's nothing left to say, but there is something left to say. The reason why I'm giving this video is because I need to calm down. I want people to know that they can calm down. And even though I'm mentioning advanced things within this video, the fact that I'm telling you that you don't have to understand it all and push yourself to understand it all, that in and of itself will cool you off and give you a certain patience and time frame to allow yourself to slowly ease into perceiving what these things might mean or entail.